Hey, Wayas, what's up? So, this is my press conference, whatever, video previewing BGA Cup 2025, at least from my perspective, not from the entire perspective. I'm sure Eric can do that, or I can do it, whatever. We're out here in Bridgeport, 35th and Low, probably about to storm. You know, we got cars going by, we got a doggy going by. You know, the whole, how y'all doing? How you doing?
Good. We'll let tomorrow street clean.
Yeah, I'm driving to work, so I'll be fine.
But your tenant, his black car is there.
I think he knows. I'll double check to remind him.
Remind him because it's an expensive job.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. All right, thank you. So, yeah, just previewing, I guess, my role here at BGA Cup 2025. First off, I want to say a big shout out to Gark for getting this going again. You know, we missed out last year, which was kind of not good because people, you know, life gets in the way, unfortunately. And I mean, I've been dealing with that just with myself, is like friendships that I've made that unfortunately, you know, life gets in the way and people move away, and some abandonment issues that I have. But that's, I mean, that's separate. I'm just like, is this something that's a part of me, or is this kind of just got shitty luck? I think my tenant might be coming down. Yeah, you're moving your. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
You heard our conversation?
Well, I heard that you were talking, and then I looked down and I saw this side of the street with nobody on it.
Yeah. So this has been eventful thing already with a lot of interruptions, but that's fine. So I think it is raining, so we're gonna go inside, but we gotta keep this going because this has been good content so far. Shout out to Eric for, you know, getting this going again. We're gonna just slide inside of here real quick. Move, cat. Fucking cat. All right, so the press conference rolls on in here inside. Yeah, so shout out to him. And then overall, you know, kind of where my game is, I'm feeling all right. You know, up and down, down and up. I've been playing a lot. Driver's actually been getting a little bit better, but you know, when one thing goes, another thing comes back, another thing comes back, another thing goes. Irons have been okay. Putter's been pretty good, and the short game has been up and down. So I've been broke 90 the last couple times I played after some kind of like shooting like 95, 96, I think, a couple of rounds. So I think that my game is in a good spot. As far as the competition, I mean, it's going to be tough. I think the teams are very, very well stacked. I think that Logan is obviously kind of a step above everyone else. But I think the way that we put the teams out, and if Nate can continue kind of some of his okay form that he showed at Bandon, I think we'll be in a good spot. And I think it's also going to depend on what you get out of Kevin. Kevin can actually, I think Kevin is usually pretty consistent. I think we know what we're going to get out of him. Whereas I think that myself and Eric can be a little more volatile, but I do think that we have a next level that I just don't think you're going to get out of Kevin. He's just too consistent and solid. And I think that what we need out of Nate is just, you know, some good moments, obviously contributing a little bit in the scramble, if he's a part of that, and even in best ball and alt shot, just kind of like using some of his high points. And obviously, we got to see what Joe brings. That's kind of the unknown of this whole thing. Format, it's obviously going to be a little bit of a awkward BGA Cup just with 6 guys. I mean, I think this really could be the most awkward BGA Cup we've ever had. We've never really had it where it's only 6 guys, 3 guys on a team. I mean, we used to have 6 guys on a team. And as low as 7 points up for grabs, possibly 9. That's going to be weird. The 2 courses in the same day is going to be weird. I know that there is some history of, you know, 2 local courses with Highlands of Elgin and Bowes Creek, but just going from opening at one course and going to a second course is going to be a different wrinkle. We've obviously had 2 courses in the past, but that was 2 separate days, 36 holes at each. Going back to 9-hole matches is going to be weird. So it's just going to be it's going to be a weird one, and kind of just being able to kind of block that all out, I think, is going to be important. If you're used to 18-hole matches, I got bad news for you. It's going to come quickly, and 3 down, even 2 down, which in the past is like nothing. 2 down is a lot. 3 down is almost dead here. So that's going to be very strange. The course, 2 courses obviously are a little bit different, and I gotta say I did a practice round up at Bonnybrook, and I do think this is the worst course that we've played a BGA Cup at. I don't think it's particularly close. I get why we chose it. It's accessible. There are some good facilities. There is good food. There is a connection to the BGA. Obviously, a very famous 2020 BGA Cup was there. I think that's the first time that Logan and Eric ever met. That's the first time that myself and Logan ever met. I think that's the first time that Kevin and Logan ever met. So there are some historic moments, but it really is just kind of like a drab, boring course. Not a lot going on there. Some holes on the back are nice. Nothing really stands out, unfortunately. But then we're going to one of the better venues on the BGA, and one of the better venues we've had any BGA Cup match at. I mean, I would argue it's close to number 1 in Shepherd's Crook, so I'm very excited about that. A lot of really fun holes. The green complexes are just absolutely fantastic. One of those holes, courses, there's room to breathe, but there's also, better sides of the fairway, and good places to miss and bad places to miss, and options off the tee and options around the green. So I'm really excited to see that, and the contrast between the 2 courses is really gonna be a lot of fun. You're gonna get used to one type of golf, and you're gonna have to then adapt to a second type of golf, just for the second 18, and that's gonna be really fun. I know there were some custom questions. Let's see if I can. This fucking piece of shit iPhone. I thought you should be able to do a video and then also, do a video and then look at your phone also, but I guess you can't. Okay. The first question. Let's do this. Come here. Here, like this. God damn. Where is he? Look at him. Fat ass cat. Also, just want to say that, the mental game will also be a part of it. And my mental game might be all over the place because I'm in kind of a bad spot right now in some parts of my life. The Chicago Cubs are not playing good. The Milwaukee Brewers are just fucking destroying them all the time. They lost again today. And then I'll be focused at the end of the second 18 on the Chicago Fire, who are playing good, but they got to play Philly. Philly's good. So my emotions might be all over the fucking place. God damn it, I fucking hate the Brewers. So how does it feel to be a 1 seed? I don't know if that's confirmed, but I think it's good. I mean, I think it says a lot about my game that I've improved a little bit. I am on a little bit of a hot streak. Last 3 rounds have been really good. I almost had 3 straight rounds with a birdie, which I don't think I've ever done. When I played Bonnybrook, I didn't keep score because I just wanted to get a practice round, but I did have 1 birdie, legit birdie, probably a couple other powers. I probably would have doubled a couple of holes or maybe even tripled, but you hit it OB and I just fucking dropped, whatever. So I think that that's partially on me, but it's also partially on just me and Eric kind of being a similar skill level. And that's kind of, I've risen and he's unfortunately fallen off a little bit, but that happens when you have kids and you don't have the time. So I'm ready for the challenge. It's going to be a challenge, but I've faced them, and I've been under I've been overmatched at a lot of BGA Cups in the past, so this is not going to be anything new. I had to go against I was matched up with Kyle Downs a couple years ago when he was probably 4 or 5 strokes ahead of me. And it did not go well, but at least I know that I faced that challenge before. Thoughts on the current state of the BGA? I think it's getting better. Having BGA Cup back again is good this year, and it's just one of those things that I would love if everyone in my life lived here in Chicagoland. I would love if Kyle never moved, if Kevin never moved. I would love if my boys Jared and Trey never moved. I would be happy if my boys, no one ever passed away, but it's not a reality. So I think we're getting better. I'd love to see us go back to some majors and more events. But man, people got lives. I got lives. I kind of block out every other weekend just to make money at Cubs. But I think we're on the the way back. What does this BGA Cup mean after skipping last year? I mean, it means, I hate to say it, I think it does actually mean a little bit less than past years, just because the one-day awkwardness, 3 guys. I'm excited. I'm always excited for the BGA Cup, but I don't think you can compare it to my first BGA Cup in 2020 or even 22 and 23, which were multi-year, multi-day events. What do you think of Kyle? Kyle's one of my best friends. Kyle's he's a beautiful man. I love him. He's very good heart on the inside, and I think that Alexis was also able to kind of rein him in a little bit. He was sometimes a little wild, and he still have some moments of just like losing concentration, losing focus on it. But when he's focused on his family and focused on now becoming a firefighter, which is probably the best job out of any of us, he actually does stuff instead of this fucking horse shit, selling coffee and fucking doing whatever Eric and Logan does. It's all that stuff's great. I'm very proud of my job. I'm very thankful for my job, but it's like nothing like a firefighter. It's insane. What do you think of Logan? Logan's also a solid guy. Number one thing I could say about Logan is he clearly loves his son, and I think that's the best sign of a person. I'd say the same thing about everyone in the BGA, and they love their kids, and that's what Logan does, and he really wants to bring joy to people, and that starts with his son, which I'm always happy for. Who is most likely to return to BGA Cup? I'd probably say Vito over Riley. I think Riley's connection to us was Kevin, and then I think he also clearly saw that there were some parts of his life that were bleeding over to golf and not in a good way. So I think that I would probably more likely to see Vito back. What do you think of Eric asking me as a question that Logan said that? God damn it, my fucking baked chicken is done. Son of a bitch. I'm not going to cook it. I can overcook chicken. It's fine. Damn, this is a long fucking goddamn... Enough. Dianu. I don't know what that question that Logan asked. That doesn't make any sense. Who cares? Whatever. Okay. When will other Kevin graduate? I mean, new Kevin. That's my boy John. May. And then hopefully he can golf more because he doesn't... I think he's got like kind of a crew, but not like a super tight crew. He's got no kids, which is a bonus. Who has the best chance to go 4-0? I think it's pretty obvious. It's Logan. I mean, he's the best of us. He's got all the shots. He's got all the skills. So I think he's the best chance. Israel, Palestine. I don't really like either. Obviously, I mean, Israel's a much shittier fucking government. They're fucking trash. What they're doing is horrific. It's awful. It should not be condoned. The United States government should not be assisting in it. It's fucking awful. It's terrible what is happening every day there. It's awful. They should be ashamed of themselves. They are evil people. At least the government. I don't really necessarily... I think that one thing to keep in mind is a country is not its government. A country is its people. And you've probably seen some abhorrent things said by Israelis, and I don't know what the general consensus of random Israelis are. I would hope that they just want peace, and the average Israeli is not in support of this. But also Palestine, it's a place that is, one, very unfriendly to gays, lesbians, and transgender people. Go fucking be transgender in that fucking country. Does not justify what's happening there. I want to be fucking clear. You can say two things. Two things can be true. I just don't think that since awful things are happening to these people that I think that they're good or whatever. It's awful. Should not be happening. But I still don't like them as a fucking country. Whatever. They, Hamas, fuck you, piece of shit. Should we battle old Kevin versus new Kevin? I think that'd be fucking awesome. I think they'd get along. They have similar skill sets. I think new Kevin likes smoking weed. What is the future of the BGA Cup? I hope it's just the same. I hope it's more of this. I hope it's more of getting BGA Cup back together and more majors. And then favorite BGA moment is probably either seeing Kyle's penis a lot or our 2 overnight trip. No, Sand Valley. Sand Valley with all the boys is one of them. Seeing Kyle's penis. Winning BGA Cup in 21 because I think we were outmatched or we were overmatched and we still won. That is one of my favorite moments. And then Sand Valley with the boys. And then 54 holes finishing with Logan in the sun fades was magical. On one of my favorite courses with one of my favorite people. Probably even like top 4 course. And Logan's not top 4 in my life. I apologize. I mean, I got the Veggie Boys. I'm sorry. But still, pretty good. Percentile wise, both 99. I think Logan actually might be 99th percentile. And that course is only like 98th percentile. So, that's pretty good. So I think that does it, I don't think, no one can ask me any more questions. But yeah, just to recap, I'm excited for this. I think it's going to be a weird but fun format, which we don't have down. We're still figuring that out. I think the first course lets a life to be desired, but I think the second course is sensational. And I think there's a lot of good things happening on the BGA, but we need to keep going. So I will see you all on Saturday.